Hi, we're currently here inside the campus of Sacred Heart School Ateneo de Cebu, where I think the seeds of my teaching vocation and career as an artist have been planted. In schools, these halls may be currently empty, but this used to be a ground for students and teachers to collaborate, not just academically, but also to share stories and practice compassion in their engagement. Also, beside me is grade 12 section Eloquencia classroom. Now, this is not an ordinary classroom since it's my first classroom when I started my career as a teacher here in Ateneo. Now, a lot of stories of failures, of laughters and tears were made in this classroom. As a matter of fact, I could clearly recall the many times that my students would cry over failures in exams. And mind you, we remember that since this vocation also involves transforming the character of our students, we also help them, we assist them, we scaffold them in these difficult times so that hopefully they become better citizens of this country. Well, I think it's important for me to talk really about what happened immediately after I graduated from college. It took me around 5 months before I was given a job or I got employed. Honestly, I felt so anxious about that, given that a lot of my classmates already started working with their respective uh, brands and companies. But somehow, soon, it wasn't really that long though. I've realized now, no, that I was given the opportunity to work for an international brand where I got to work with branding, research, packaging, and even graphic work. Now, in that particular company, I was tasked to manage a lot of in-house and freelance graphic designers. What I did enjoy and love about that job was that, of course, I get to work with people, which I really am fond of doing. In this job, I also get to improve how I deal with people, especially people with different walks of life, given that you don't really get to do a face-to-face engagement with artists. So it is in this particular company that I also get to improve my communication skills, my ability to interpret what the client wants to accomplish as they have given me a brief of their projects. It also taught me to be flexible, to be open to opportunities and possibilities. Given that it's a creative field, I ended up also somehow establishing a compromise. Perhaps it could also be used as a way of doing things, especially you, dear soon to be graduates, also who are considering a new career. Consider that sooner or later there will be part of us that will have to compromise as well in the first or the early years of our profession, and hopefully sooner or later you'll get to be in the position that you really wanted to. In matters of a career, I do believe and think, basing on my experience, that we need not go too far in searching for a profession that would work well for us. Because I would like to think that, basing on our experiences, well, for example, perhaps even your childhood experiences, you will be able to inflesh an idea of what you'd really want to. For me, it's really a big mistake to go beyond or to somehow fantasize on something way greater that is not actually anchored on what you are interested in. The invitation in this manner is that for you to really spend some time, reflect, reminisce, revisit on certain memories that you have, may it be for grade school, high school, or even currently, and use it to propel you to be able to finally discover a certain path that you'd want for yourself. I do believe that preparation must involve or must allow an individual to really think in terms of lifetime. By lifetime, I mean, think of it that your grade school, high school, and senior high experience is actually the preparation that you need, because a lot of the things that are not being taught in school are actually very practical things that you could apply and you could utilize in your future profession. And you could also consider that in matters of preparation as well, discernment is also another element that you could use. And by discernment, I mean there is data gathering. Make a list, document, ask people around about what you really are good at, and eventually you will be able to sift through all of those possible distractions, and eventually you will make a very good, well-educated decision. So think, spend some time, give yourself a time to reflect and really revisit on your interior experiences. I'm strongly convinced that being a teacher and an artist is pretty much very relevant, whether it may be pre-pandemic, during pandemic, or after pandemic, or post-pandemic. Given that being an artist is one who is capable of creating something out of just the imagination, that identity can be used as a voice for people who are voiceless, especially those who are currently marginalized or victims of injustice. And this could be used as a language for people to be compelled to do something more than being informed. We allow people to act upon these situations. Now, in matters of being a teacher, we can't deny it that all professions would pass through a teacher, whether that person may become a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, and a politician, they will all pass through a teacher. And with that being said, it's very essential for us to really become more mindful of the things that we do. As we inspire our students, for some people here who would want to become a teacher someday, the passion must be there. The heart to really go beyond, to transcend beyond ourselves, beyond our situations, and to think much of our community, to think much of how it impacts, our action impacts the entire country as well. So with that being said, I think I'm in a very challenging, but in the same time life-changing position, life-giving position as an artist and a teacher. And I hope definitely that you will discover your passions and future professions as well. On the relevance of teachers, I want you to imagine a portrait of a teacher where there is also the invitation for you to create. And what are these? As a teacher goes to school, as a teacher prepares before the lessons, as he or she enters the classroom, he or she must always be mindful of the essential role that he is contributing to the society. As he helps and assists in the molding of the students, may he also be inspired to think that every child is special and important, that in their lives, the teacher's portrait may be a source of hope, an image of a better tomorrow. This is Romuald Puya, 11-20078, visual artist, Philippine Contemporary Arts from the Regions teacher.